All right, everyone, good morning. We're getting ready to start. So if you have your blocks and or your strap, nice to have it handy next to your chair. I use a blanket under my feet. As you know, props are all optional. They're nice to have, but they're certainly not anything you have to have. It just makes some of the asanas a little easier. You can also use your hands instead of a strap or a belt or a scarf if you don't have a strap handy. So let's get settled in. Find the comfort of your chair. Drop those sits bones down. Start to flutter the eyes closed. And just settle in this morning. Palms can be either receiving, which means flipped up, or grounded on your quads. We start in this simple, easy pose to let ourselves become grounded and soft. Let the mind become soft. Just shut off all the external noise. So as we sit in Sukhasana, we feel the body start to soften. We take our shoulders up. We move them behind you just to start to open up that shoulder area and bring the heart forward. So raising the shoulders up, dropping them behind you. Arms can just float gently by your side. Raise the arms up, float them down. One more time. Just raise the arms up, float them down. And then let's reverse this. Bring the shoulders up and then just drop everything forward again. Arms by your side. You could just gently flip the palms up or down on your quads. And then we'll link the breath a little bit here. We're going to get into some deeper breathing, but we'll link a little breath. So breathing in, raising the shoulders up, and then letting the shoulders drop. Take a breath in. On the exhale, roll the shoulders forward. One more time. Raise up and drop down. Feel the difference already. Shoulders are starting to loosen up a little bit. And then take the arms in front of you. Just make a fist, let it go. Flip the palms up, flip the palms down. Flip the palms up, flip the palms down. So everything becomes soft. And then let's talk about how you're sitting. So look down at your feet. Make sure your toes, balls of the feet, heels are grounded into the earth. Look at your knees. Make sure they're over the ankle. So proper alignment may need you just to move around a little in your chair. Knees should be hip distance apart. So the seated alignment, important. You don't want to stress any joints. And then as you're sitting, shoulders over elbows. Everything is soft, the chest is raised, tailbone's tucked under. Like I had a marionette string on the top of your head and I was just pulling you up. So we're trying to elongate the spine. So as you flutter, your eyes closed. Let the breath become long and smooth. Take out any choppiness. Don't try to fix or do anything with your breath except let yourself take the experience of the inhale and the exhale. So feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. Next breath in, we're going to fill up the lower belly. So as you breathe in, You have that sensation of the round belly. If you're not quite sure you're getting enough air into the lower belly, you can take your fingertips and just rest your hands on your belly with your pinkies just dangling in the hip crease. It'll give you some idea of how much air you're pulling in through that's resting in the belly. So as we hold that air to the count of 3, 2, 1, we're going to start the exhale. So it's a slow exhale. We're trying to keep the cadence between the inhale and the exhale even. So the exhale at 4, 3, 2, 1. Find yourself completely void of air. That last little drop of breath floated past the tip of your nose. And then you start the lift. So you're going to be engaging these strong bandhas, mula bandhas, and perineum. Holds up the bladder, reproductive organs. Just going to sit and experience that lift. And Uddiyana Bandha, navel to spine. So navel's drawn back right at the spine. And soften. Next breath in, so you can count that out to yourself, to the 4 count. Hold to the 4 count. Exhale to the 4 count. Engage the bandhas. Lift, Mula Bandha. Take that awareness to the lift in that lower perineum. Moving into Uddiyana Bandha, navel drops back to spine. Just a little straighter. Shoulders are rolling back even further, bringing the heart forward and soften. That last breath in, filling up to the 4 count. Holding. Exhaling. The last drop of air just floated past the tip of your nose. Engaging your Mula Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha. And then drop the chin to chest. This is Jala Bandha. Let the head become heavy. Soften. Keeping the gaze down, move your chin over to the left shoulder. Now, if you'd like to drop your hand down to the side of the chair, dropping the right hand down, you can hold on to the side of the chair. So I'll always offer modifications, suggestions, and invitations in your practice. Do what feels organic. Make sure you keep the effort and the ease equal. So as you drop the chin down, the gaze is down. Feeling that nice stretch now in the right side of the neck. Take a breath in. And then drop the chin down and move it over to the right shoulder. Left hand can come down. Again, holding onto the side of the chair. If that feels good in your neck, it's your practice, yogis. Do what feels good in your body. Remember, it's always your practice. Discover what feels good in your body. Without over-efforting. Breathing in. Dropping the chin down. Move the chin over again to the left shoulder. Gaze is down, dropping the chin, moving it over to the right shoulder. So you have all those options. Take what feels good. If it just feels good to sit with your palms down or receiving, then go there. Now start to lift the gaze. So as you're lifting up, you're dropping ear to shoulder. Breathing in. Breathing out, drop the gaze. Move the chin over to the right shoulder. Take the gaze up. Ear comes down to shoulder. So whatever side you started on, just even it out. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. Taking the gaze down. And then just drop that chin down. And maybe taking the head over east to west. Dropping the chin, gently rocking back and forth. Taking the gaze up, maybe a little north to south. Opening up the back of that cervical spine. And then coming back into your seated position. So let's open up our practice today with one Om. I see we have one yogi that needs to come in. So let me let her in. And then we'll float our hands to our heart. And we'll open up our practice with one Om. So let's do a cleansing breath first. So breathing in, cleanse it out. Breathing in. Let the breath become soft. Flutter the eyes open. And shake it all out. So you might want to do a little gallop there too. If you have your blanket and you'd like to move it over, go ahead and do that. You've got your blocks and maybe your strap handy as well. So float those arms up. We're going to start with a nice spinal twist. Keep the shoulders down. A little helpful hint here, keeping pinkies in and thumbs out should help to keep your shoulders down. Breathing in, look at your palms, make sure they're shoulder distance apart. Always being mindful of alignment. Breathing in. Let's twist over to the right as that left hand comes down very slowly. Don't rush. Bring the left side of the palm on the right side of the quad, and then right hand can just sit on the top of the chair. And if that's too much for your shoulder, you can float the hand down to cupcake fingers, flat palm, or bind. What is binding is just rolling that arm behind you to the lower waist. And then gazing over the right shoulder. Keep your legs in good alignment. Make sure the knee is over the ankle. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breath in. Let's float those arms up. You're floating them up. And you're really twisting from the lower waist. So feel the twist as you move to the left. Brace the obliques. Float down that right arm. The hand comes over. So it's Knuckles on the outside of that left quad, and then the left arm floats behind you. Top of the chair, you can float those fingertips down to either cupcake fingers or flat palm or bind. So try something new today. Discover a space maybe that you haven't moved to before. Gazing over the left shoulder, sitting up nice and straight. Keep the alignment of the spine, root to rise, breathing in. On the exhale, just float those arms back up. Take them down to cactus arms. You're really opening up the chest here. Heart comes forward. Feel the shoulder blades come together. And then twist over to the right. And then open completely, fingertip to fingertip. Breathing in, float your arms up. Slowly twisting over to the left, coming back into our cactus arms, and then expanding this out fingertip to fingertip. Everyone looks great. Keep the breath flowing, breathing in, breathing out. Come back to cactus arms. Bring it right around, and then extending the cactus arms up into starfish. Bring them down, back to cactus arms. Now, as we come up into starfish, we're going to come up on our toes. So come up on the toes into starfish. Stretch the top of your foot. Breathing in. And on the exhale, bring the heel down. Bring the arms down. Breath in, back up into starfish, up on the toes. Look at your knees, make sure they're not expanding out. Try to keep that alignment. On the exhale, bring the heels down, arms down. One more time. Breath in. Come on up. So you're right up on the top of your toes. Feel that nice stretch. Breathing in. Come on back down. Drop the hands. And then just bounce this out. And then shake it out. Drop your left shoulder down to your right knee. So just open this up. Right shoulder down to left knee. We'll do a few of these just to open up any stiffness in your shoulders. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more round on each side. Breathing in. And breathing out. Come on up. Take a big breath in. We're going to do a forward fold. So as you breathe in, you're going to hinge forward. And then on the exhale, you're just going to come on down to your quads. So feel the belly drop. Feel your shoulder blades meeting. Nice stretch for the back. Shoulder blades are coming together. Breathing in. Then now you can roll your fingertips down your knees, down your shins, and maybe to the ground, maybe to the top of the foot, and just maybe to the ankle or the shin. Remember, it's your body. Do what's good for you. Feel that nice stretch. The gaze is right past your mat, so you don't need to drop your head here. If it feels good to drop the head and do east to west, north to south, that might be not appropriate for you, so you can just take a gaze forward. Keeping the straight line from the top of your head to the base of your spine. Another breath in. Then we'll start to roll this up. Toes, ankles, shins. We're rolling up slowly, keeping the chin tucked to avoid head rush. Hands come over the knees to the quads. And then roll everything up. So start to bring the head up, the chin will follow. Roll your shoulders back. Take a breath. Exhale it out. Take a breath in. Round your back into cat. Arms will just follow over the knee. Make sure you keep a little bend in the elbows, but arms will just follow out over the knees. Rounding of the back. Another breath in. Let's bring that belly down and come into cow. So chin comes up. Smile. Breathe. Breath in. Round to cat on the exhale. Uddiyana Bandha, navel to spine. Feel that connection with your core as you breathe in. On the exhale, arching the back, coming into cow. Gaze is always soft. Breathing in. We'll end in cat. Come back to stillness. Slow, slow, slow. And just work this out. So a little bounce of the feet, maybe shaking the hands. And bring those arms forward. Palms are facing each other. Clasp your fingertips together. Fingers together, thumbs crossed, and take this all up. Breathing in, flip the palms up. Spine is nice and long. Flip the palms down, and then just take this down. Triceps and biceps are working here. You're not coming all the way down to your knees, because you're going to flip the palms and then take this right back up. Feel the core working here. It's not about your back, it's about the core. Breathing in, flip the palms, bring it back down. Feel that core working for you. Core strength. One more time. Flip it out. Feel navel fall back to spine as you drift those arms up. Beautiful. Hold. Breathe. And then just let it go. Slow, slow, slow. Start to float this down. Flip it up. Take a breath. Bring it down. Bring it up. Breathe in. You start to feel anxious. It's a great way to beat that feeling. Exhale it out. Flip it down. Call it mountain breath. Flip it. Bring it up. Breathe. Exhale it out. Take a breath in. Bring it up to the mountain. Let it float down. Flip the palm. Breathe. Flip the palm. Bring it up. All that positive energy, then bring it right down to heart. You may have raised your heart rate. So just breathe. Feel the beating heart. And then palms float down, and we bounce out. Do a little hip opener. We're going to soupy grind to the left. So soupy grind can be the smallest circles in the lower waist, or you can really start to move through, keeping always the arms close to the body. There's a bend in the elbows, but if you come down low, just make sure you're not expanding those arms out. Try to keep them tucked in. And you're moving around. We also call this mixing bowl, so it's like you're the spoon in the mixing bowl, just floating around the inside of that bowl. Breathing in. And as you come around, if you're tucking your chin, you're exhaling it out. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. One more time around. Maybe you get a little deeper in this, or if you're just sitting off, small circles, start to float yourself back, yogis. When you get there, find your breath. Take that little mental and physical inventory. How you're doing today. How's the quality of your mind? Take a breath in. Let's move this all over to the right. Maybe the soupy grind on the left with just tiny little circles, and you're going to expand this out a little further. Or not. Or just floating through. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. Tucking the chin as you come around on the exhale, and then taking that big breath as you come around to the top. Remember, yogis, what feels good in your body is where you should be. Effort and ease should always be equal. Over-efforting doesn't give you what you need on the ease. One or two more rotations. And then we come to stillness. And we get there, we bounce it out. Maybe we shake it out to a little stop sign, fingertips up. So good for the wrists, fingertips down. Fingertips up, big stretch. Let's see the webbing in your fingers. Thumbs are pointing at each other. Just wiggle it out. Take the right hand, bring it over to the left, top of those fingertips, and just a little stretch toward you. Great for that underside of the wrist. And then float this down so fingertips fall down. The left hand massages the top of the hand right to the fingertips. So it's a nice little self-massage down. The thumb can come into the palm. Feels really good on your hand. And then float all this back out. Take your left hand and float it over to the right wrist, then up to the fingertips, and then just that tiny little stretch, bring fingertips towards you. Easy does it. Stretch on the lower wrist. And then float this all down, taking those fingertips on your left hand right down to the right fingertips, and then the thumb comes into the palm. A nice hand massage. And then you can shake that out. And then if you have your blocks or your strap, nice time to find your strap. Or if you're using a belt or a scarf today, or none of the above, I'll give you cueing on both. So let's take a look at our chair, just to make sure we're nice and secure. Hamstrings are supported, knees are hip distance apart. Look at your feet. Make sure you feel really grounded, very connected to the earth, like roots are coming from the bottom of your feet. Sit up nice and straight, roll your shoulders back again. Just have that sensation of the straight spine, sits bones really grounded. Support of your chair. So the left leg comes out and just raise that leg up. No strap yet. Bend the knee, clasp under, and just draw the knee into chest. Start here first. Nose can drop down to say hi to the knee. Breathing in. Don't lose your breath. Exhaling it out. And then gently guide the knee out to the left. So you've got the bent knee, the foot's flat, and you're just drawing that knee out. Starting to open up the hip flexors without the strap. Right knee over ankle. So you're in perfect alignment, sitting up nice and straight, tailbone tucked. Don't drop back into the chair. And then guide that knee right back over to stillness. If you are using a strap, now you're going to strap to the underside of the foot. Or you're using your hands to guide the foot. You're going to wrap. And then extending that leg up. You've got a couple ways to go here. If you're using your strap, great. You can also use those fingers to hold your toes. So don't feel like you don't have a strap today, or maybe you're not wanting to work with the strap today. That's okay too. Breathing in. Exhale it out. Now take the leg out. So you took it out with a bent knee, and you're always having some sort of bend in the knee, so you're not locking out the joint, but the extension feels different in the body. Breathing in. On the exhale, take it over. Now you can either switch hands or rewrap on the other side. Then you're nice and grounded on the chair. Make sure you're not getting too close to the edge. You can be holding onto the side of the front of the chair. Nice counter stretch here. Bring it back. Extend it up again. Take that nice stretch. And then as you drop the side of the left foot on that right quad, look at that left knee. Make sure your seat is comfortable. You can put a little pressure on that left knee with the left hand, maybe the right hand, if you want to further open up the hip, or just let it drop on its own. Take some awareness to the knee so that without judgment, you'll just know one side is different than the other when we move to the other side. Hip opener. Feel a little pressure in the hip, then move the foot around. The foot doesn't have to be the heel into the hip crease. You can move the foot right down as long as it's not on the knee. You're good. Breathing in. Weave your hand through, because you created that little triangle, and then just lift the foot. And then you can rock the baby. Remember, no have-tos in yoga, no gold medal at the end of your practice. You're just doing what feels organic and good in your body. Opening up that hip. And then dropping the foot back down. Get comfortable again. raise your arms, and we're gonna do a forward pigeon fold. So you were just in pigeon, figure 4, aptly named. Raising your arms up, hinging forward, and you'll start to come down. Now arms can dangle. You can keep your right hand on your left foot, maybe a little foot massage as you're folding forward, left hand on the left knee, and you're just dropping forward. You all look great. You're following your body. You do the foot massage as you're pulling forward. Try not to clench your right toes. So if your right toes are clenching, lift them, drop them, lift them, drop them, lift them, drop them. Extending the arms down if you wish. Lots of ways to enjoy your forward fold. So feel free to discover and play with this. You can also bring the hands under the knee to the shin, the ankle, the top of the foot, whatever feels good, or just stay here. Another breath in. Start to exhale it up. Up you go. Beautiful. So if you have your strap handy, maybe it was just resting across your lower waist, you can start to draw that foot from the right quad. And if you were strapping up, start to lift that leg up. And as you draw it over to the left side without judgment, maybe you feel a little different on this side. Maybe this left leg feels a little longer. Breathing in, lift the leg, switch the strap, do the counter stretch. Maybe left hand comes down to the front of the chair if you're feeling that you need a little more security in the seat. Breathing in, bring it back over. Bring the knee to nose. Keep breathing. Take the strap off. Put it across your lower waist. Hold on to the side of the chair. Extend the leg out. And we're going to drop this down for 5. We're not dropping the heel all the way down. 4, 3, open the abs, 2, 1, drop the foot, and then bounce it out. Bring the feet out to the sides of your mat and just drop a knee. And then drop your other knee. Drop the hips a little. Beautiful yogis. And come back. Balance it out. If you're using your strap, get ready for the other side. But first, let's lift, let's extend that right foot up. Toes are up to the sky. Putting a bend in the knee, draw everything in. You're clasping under the knee. Nose floats down to greet the knee, says hi, good morning. And take this out to the side, just very gently, just drawing the knee out. You're feeling this in the groin muscles, both inner and outer. Beautiful. Guide it back over. Find your strap if you're using your strap. And then extend that leg If you need to find exactly where you belong on your chair, then just move around a little bit. Extending that leg up, always keeping the soft bend in the knee. Take the leg out to the side. Enjoy the stretch there without judgment. Maybe it feels a little different than the left side. Start to guide it back around, re-strap for the counter stretch. Maybe that right hand floats down to hold onto the side of the chair, so you can keep that spine nice and straight. A little assistance there. Bring it back and then guide it in. Float the knee up, float the nose down. Beautiful. Breathing in. Extend the leg out. You take the strap off as you drop. That right foot down on the left quad. Find that comfortable place for the side of the foot. And then just take a gaze at this beautiful right knee. Right hand on the right knee. Left hand could come over to open up a little further. Float the arms up. And then we're going to do a nice forward fold. So hinge forward, come down into your pigeon forward fold. And then hands can go where they may. You can do the foot massage on the right foot if you did it on the left. You can just forward fold. You can dangle your hands, maybe to the ankle, the top of the foot, whatever feels good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Your gaze can be just beyond the top edge of the mat. If your head dangles, you can move it from east to west, north to south, to what feels good in your cervical spine. If you just want to keep the gaze soft and ahead, then the alignment of the top of the head and the base of the spine will be on the same plane. Breathing in. Breathing out as you start to roll up. Softly, keep the chin tucked to avoid that head rush. Let's raise that foot and we'll open up the hip. You're not going to forget to rock the baby on this side. And then extending as we strap up. Extending that leg out. Bring it up. Draw the knee in. Extend the leg out again. Take the strap off. Hold onto the side of your chair. And we're going to do 5 of these leg lifts. So it's engagement at the core for 5, 4. You sit back a little. You really start to feel this in the core. 3, 2, 1. Drop the heel. And then paddle it out. Bring both legs in front of you. Open up the toes. Stretch it out. Bring the toes down. Bring the toes up. Bring the toes down. Bring the toes up. And then do little circles to the inside, to the outside, just to finish this up when you're working on your legs. Then bring both legs up, both knees up. Let the head drop. Give yourself a big hug. And bring this all back down. Little bounce. And then find your block. So maybe you move your strap over now. If your blocks are handy, just bring them to the center of your mat. Everyone's gonna adjust a little differently. We're gonna bring our feet out to the sides of the mat just to open up the hips a little as we move on. Dropping left knee down onto the block. Now, if you do not have a block today, that's fine. You can just drop the knee, come up on the toe. So I will cue you that way as well. So you're fine. The block just supports the knee. You can use a blanket under the knee as well. The block is a helper. Look at your toes, make sure that the toenail is on the earth. Right knee is over the right ankle, sitting up nice and straight. And the support of the chair is on the hamstring. So you've got the support of the chair, just find it, and then extending the arms out. So that back arm always tends to float down, no big deal. Just try to keep the evenness of the shoulders as you look to the fingernail of the middle finger of your right hand. Warrior two. Breathing in. And on the exhale, let's put a bend in that right elbow and come into reverse. So the palm can be flipped up. You can wiggle your fingers and look up. That left arm came down and maybe it's holding the back of the left quad into the hamstring or just dangling. You can bring the arm over. You can just have that nice straight arm, whatever feels good. Breathing in. Come back into warrior two. Just hold. Extending that left leg out. So you're taking the bend, most of the bend out of the knee. We're going to float this down like a windmill and come up into Trikonasana triangle. So if you look down, you see your knuckles on the inside of that right knee. Left arm is up to the sky. Now move the left arm over your head and take that big stretch over into a Trikonasana stretch. Bring it back up. Put a bend in the right knee. Straighten both arms out. Back into warrior two. Bring the forearm down on the right arm. And then float the left arm again up and over into another variation. This is side angle. Did a triangle. And now we're just extending this over the side angle. Start to come up using the core. Right arm floats out. So everything comes up into a big sun. Big sun shape. Twist this sun shape over, look up. And then heel toe, all of this over to the left. Let the right knee drop. Look at the left knee, make sure it's over. Yeah, you all look great. The left ankle, and then just softly, like seaweed through the ocean, extending these arms out into warrior two. Looking to the tip of the middle finger of the left hand, right to the end of the fingernail. If that right hand starts to drop, that's okay. That's fine. Trying to even out the shoulders. Breathing in. Coming into reverse. Putting a bend in that left elbow. Right arm floats behind you. You're looking up at the left hand. Dangle your fingers. You can flip the palm. Lots of choices. Lots of invitations, lots of modifications. Breathing in, come back to warrior two. On the exhale, extend the left leg out, and then just like a windmill, come down into Trikonasana triangle. So the left knuckles are on the inside of the left knee, and then you're going to float the right arm down. Beautiful. Breathing in. Come on back up. Bring it out. Forearm floats down to the left quad, and then float, float, float the right arm up and over into an extended side angle on the chair. You're getting the same benefits of the standing asana. Left arm floats out. You're going to start to make that big sun circle using the strength of your abdominals as you come up, core muscles. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Bring the palms together, float it down to undulate right to the heart, and then just work this out. One knee down, the other knee down. And then heel toe this together and bounce it out. Moving the blocks to the side. We're going to start to cool ourselves down a little. Shake out the palms. Extending the left leg out. We're going to end with a seated tree. Left leg out. Right leg comes out and then just finds itself either on the ankle, or you can move it up into the calf, or you can move it up above the knee. Arms can be up, arms can be out, arms can be at heart. Yogis, please take what feels good in your body. You need to stand into tree. That's fine too. Tree. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. Find your tree. A chair tree asana is very grounding. You are balanced. You're at the edge of the chair. This is balance. Core is tightened. You're lifting up from the lower lumbar spine into the thoracic spine. So everything's working for you. Breathing in. Drop the right foot down. Bounce it out. And then extending out the right leg. Extend out the left. And then just gather the energy up. So lower, calf, always above the knee. So a nice way to experiment too, if you've been standing doing your tree asana all this time, maybe it's kind of nice that you're on the chair so you can think about how to get that foot up into a different place that you haven't explored before. Arms again can be up like that waving tree that can be at the heart. You can hold your shoulders. Find your gratitude of your practice. Breathing in. Exhaling it out. Sitting up nice and straight again. Tailbone tuck. Feel the core muscles working for you. Everything is lifted. Maybe Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Everything's engaged as you're in your tree. Just breathe. Exhale. Beautiful. Drop the left foot down. And just bounce everything out. And we'll get ready to come into our final pose. Shavasana. So do any movement in the body that feels good, maybe holding onto the chair, bringing both knees together and doing a knee down twist. Maybe you'd like to float the arms up and do a quick twist before you settle in. So whatever you need, take it before you settle in. Knees can come to chest. You can come into a quick happy baby. Whatever feels good, just do that last asana that makes you feel like your practice is complete. And then get cozy. So if you need anything to do that, like a blanket or any sort of sweater or anything that you feel you need to just drop in to get cozy, bring your blanket back, rest your feet on your blanket, or drop the blanket over your feet, switch it around, sitting up nice and straight. Just let everything go, your toes, the top and bottom of your foot, your ankle, your calf, your shin, your knees, your quad, your hamstring. Feel the belly becoming very soft. Sits bones dropping like roots into your chair, into the earth. Arms are heavy, front and back of the hand, the wrist, the forearms, the tricep, the bicep. Lower, middle, upper rib cage. The sides of your body. Heart open. Smooth, long breath. Nasal passage is open. The third eye, the space between the brow. Open and receiving. And crown chakra, the white light. So take a few minutes here. I'll watch the clock. Let everything go. Let your breath guide you. Start to find your breath. Take the awareness to the inhale and the exhale. Start to float your arms up overhead. Take that big morning stretch from the toes right down the earth. Take your right hand, clasp your left wrist, and move everything over to the right. This beautiful half moon stretch. Bring it back up. Slow, slow, slow. Take your left hand, grab your right wrist, bring everything over to the left. Bring it back up. Get your palms together. Float it all down to the heart. Left hand comes onto the heart. Right hand floats over the palm. Take a breath in, sigh it out. We will Om ourselves out. Breathing in. Shanti, 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 bowing head to toe. Peace, 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 my fellow yogis. Thank you for coming to practice today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and always, 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 the light in me honors and respects each of you yogis. Namaste, namaste. Thanks for joining me in practice today. We're back on Sundays now. Now we had that big break, but it's always so good to see everyone.